You get a high heel, you get a high heel, and you all get high heels. Welcome everyone, we're talking about the overuse of high heels in Genshin Impact, or as I like to say, high heels impact. Now, let's get this out of the way from the beginning. High heels are pretty. There's a reason why so many of the cast have these shoe style. They look nice, and the idea of having a badass woman run around and kick some butt in high heels is a fun concept. I dig it. But, like most tropes I have gone over in the past on my channel, once you fall into the overuse category, it starts to ruin the fun a little. At least, it does for me. In the previous video, I went over the overused female design tropes, and I didn't mention all the high heels these characters wear. Do you want to take a wild guess as to how many of them are wearing high heels? It actually might be better to start with the female cast that don't wear them. Aloy, remember that she exists. Ayaka with sandals. Aino, who has slippers instead that are really cute. Veressa, who has actual running shoes. Same with Ionsen. Mizuki, who has sandals, but they do have a thick platform. Lanyan with a platform. Mulan with sandals. Kachina with these super cute boots with the little angel wings on them. Sigewinne with only a tiny little platform. Lynette with proper boots. Kirara, who actually just stands on her toes, which is so unique. Farazan with a small platform. Nahida, who is barefoot. Nilo with a small platform, but if I remember correctly, her skin is barefoot. Dori with a small platform. Kuki Shinobu with a small platform. Kokomi that wears sandals. Kujusara with these unique balancing shoes. Yoimiya with a similar design. Hu Tao with tiny platforms. Diana, who also stands like Kirara. I actually didn't notice this before. Klee with a small platform on her boots. Chi-Chi also sharing the same small platform. Yao Yao with a small little platform on her boots, and the same thing can be applied to Xiangling. That's a strong 26 female characters that may still have some high added to their shoes, but they aren't full on high heels. Actually, taking another look, Veressa and Ionsen are the only two characters who are wearing flat shoes, and that's probably because the developers understood they couldn't justify having canon runners wearing high heels or platforms. That means out of the 73 female characters currently available to us as of recording, 47 of them have high heels. That's 64% of the female cast. This percentage is actually a lot lower than I was expecting considering just how often the fan base points this out, but this still goes to show you that there's a lot of them. Mainly, a lot of them are on the taller women models. I was curious to see if any of the taller women models did not have high heels, and it's just Kujusara. Literally every other taller woman model in the game are wearing high heels. Wow. Now, that was the part that shocked me the most. You mean to tell me if you're tall in the Genshin universe, you must wear high heels? Actually, I want to take a second to just go over Kujusara's footwear, as it's not only unique, but it does have cultural significance in Japan. These shoes are called Tengu Geta, excuse the mispronunciation there, which were worn by Tengu warriors in myths. Kujusara herself is an actual Tengu, and this was a perfect choice for her. Imagine if they just slapped high heels on her and called it a day. I would have been so sad. I'm glad I get to point out such a cool subtle detail of her design. I think Kujusara gets slept on when she has so many cool elements working in her favor design-wise. While it's extremely prevalent in female characters, I didn't want to leave the male characters out. I decided to take a look to see if any of them had raised shoes, and well, this is what I found. Most of them are wearing boots that have little platforms attached to them. Women get the high heels and men get the boots slapped onto them, I guess. But there are a few that have a pretty high platform that could classify as a heel. Maybe Nuvolette with his really tall boots and Xingqiu with his skin. Most of them just slapped on boots and called it a day. You had some characters with flatter shoes like Kaveh, Gaming, and then Sino who doesn't wear shoes at all, but yeah, it felt very copy-pasted. So I decided to take a look at all the This is who I found. Varka, Durin, Flynn's, Dahlia, Aoife, Auroron, Kanish, Sethos, Ryosley, Nuvolette. That's 22 male characters out of the 38 total in the game thus far that wear boots. That will be a 57% amount of male characters that wear these types of shoes. I didn't include a certain type that had boot-like characteristics, which a lot of the Inazuma cast actually has. Many of them like Toma, Hazel, and Kazuha have these sandal boot combos, so while not high heels, this does feel like the high heel equivalent for the male characters. I like my boots too, but damn, that's a lot of boots. I thought about wrapping the video up here, but with the new edition of Millie Astro Wonderland, I found myself curious. Do the outfits we get for our mannequins have many of the shoe similarities that we've discussed so far in the playable cast? I fired up the Wonderland and went to the outfits page to find out. Immediately, I was surprised to see that a lot of the female outfits I had were actually wearing boots or small platforms. As I kept going through unacquired outfits, I was shocked. I think only one of the outfits available had high heels. The majority of them were boots with some kind of tennis shoes sprinkled in. So we can have a better variety of shoes in this game mode, but not for our playable characters. I swapped over to the male mannequin to dive deeper, and well, the male outfits still have the same problem of over-relying on boots. There are some flat shoes with sandals thrown in, but alas, the Millie Astro Wonderland appears to really like boots as well. It was actually really tough to find any of the outfits with high heels. It makes you wonder. It was honestly really weird to spend so much time looking at fictional characters' shoes for this video, but I hope you enjoyed it and found it entertaining. I think it's safe to say that developers really love their high heels for the women and their boots for the men. It's repeated a lot for a reason, but I do hope to see more variety, especially with the taller woman models. Not everyone needs high heels if they are tall. Please, let's mix it up some. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I've talked about design similarities in a few of my videos in the past, such as my overdone design elements for both the female and the male cast that you can watch next. I hope to see you in the next one. A little side note, this is also the last video of mine that was pre-recorded far ahead of time as I was away on a trip. This is also why I haven't really been replying to as many comments as I normally do. I should be back and ready to go on as normal. Thank you for watching.